Hey everybody, I've been making a couple of lighting videos now. I made one for Bittersweet Symphony and now Illuminations, and I'm really far on Illuminations. I'm getting ready to put the final out. I just have to finish up a little bit of programming, getting these guys to do the right stuff. So hopefully that'll be coming out soon. But in the meantime, I wanted to put out this video that's kind of like a little backstage thing. I have always been curious as how things work, and watching lighting and sound stuff, and just wondering how it's done and how these people make these things happen. So to those of you like me, I just wanted to make this little video to show you a little tour of what I've actually got going on here. Obviously I've got the lights around here. Let me turn this set on real quick. There, now you can really see it. And there's no haze in here. I do put quite a few pictures up of this garage full of smoke. So I just wanted to show you guys, I didn't really tear down many of the lights from the Bittersweet Symphony video to the Illuminations video. I just stopped using a few. Also, if you notice, in the Bittersweet Symphony video, I had one of these up and it was out of the picture, so you couldn't really see any of the effect, but in the Illuminations video, it really got out there and really did a nice job. So yeah, let me just talk a little bit about the fixtures that I've got here. The first thing that I need to say is that these are not, I did not buy a lot of these fixtures from high-end companies. I'm kind of on the cheap, especially since I'm a local person. I don't really do this professionally. I just kind of get hired out for odd jobs. So keep that in mind. So probably the biggest part, and my favorite part of all this, are the moving heads. These guys are refurbished late 1990s Studio Spot 575s. They were originally installed, well actually originally they were rental fixtures for a local company called Theatrical Lighting Systems. Even on the bottom, if you flip them over, they've got silver Sharpie with their original tag numbers on them. And after being rental fixtures for a little bit, they were installed in Trinity United Methodist Church. Now, they lived the majority of their lives there until they started dying. Several of them, one of them actually caught on fire about 7 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago. Another one had a ballast issue. Another couple of them had sensor issues with colors and patterns and things like that. Some of them have frosts that don't work. Servos that have died. One of them has a shutter issue that is recently developed. So, I mean, they're old fixtures and they're fixer-uppers, but they'll keep fighting for a little bit longer at least. But yeah, those are the biggest part of these shows, is and the ones that I'll continue to make as long as these guys continue to work. They are very reliable. They're like Ford trucks. They're, you know, they break down, yes, but they're so easy to work on and they're so user-friendly that I'm going to keep them around for a while longer. The second thing, something you didn't really see in the Illuminations video, are my par cans. They took a really big part in Bittersweet Symphony though, so I'll go ahead and do this. Let's go down here, take a look down there. Oh, you see them. These par cans are par 56s. They are hardened steel LE par cans. They're 300 watts right now. They're rated for 1,000 watts. The bottom ones down here have medium floods, and the tops you see behind the moving heads have narrow spots that are 500 watts. So those are all the par cans. I do have 12 of them. There's 4 back here behind the crate here. The crate was made specifically by me to hold the par cans, and hopefully if I can continue on this venture, I can build more of these. And the slats are actually built, they're not random, basically they're planned to be crooked as they are. They're meant so that when I build the other two, they stack and lock in place. They don't move when they're in my truck. So so yeah, that's the logic behind that. Dimmer packs, I would, obviously everyone loves Leprechaun. I do too. I think they're very reliable systems. But I use, for the moment, I use DP415s. It's a fairly generic dimmer pack, but it's 8 sections with 4 channels, 2 outlets per channel, all Edison. And you can buy them either made by Elation or American DJ. I guess they're about the same at the moment. They're pretty much the one and the same. So yeah, all par 56s. I don't have any 64s or anything else. They're all mega clamps, all safetied. Yeah, that's pretty much it. These guys right here, these are tri-LED pars. If you noticed in Illuminations, they don't mix. These are eBay lights, so they're kind of weird. They've got these little pixels inside of them, but each one is a different color. So they're kind of meant to look like quad pars or tri-pars made by Elation, but they're not. They do mix eventually. The color mix, you know, comes to back down here, and then it becomes whatever color, but it does have these strange beams of individual color. Anyway, these guys are on mic stands that I've had from doing music and recording and things like that, live sound, and all I've done is taken some adapters and kind of jerry-rigged them to sit on top of, or make these par cans sit on top of a mic stand. And that comes in really useful because I can't always put up truss when I do very small gigs, little bands, things like that. You can't always have trussing, and you want your light, you know, a light like this, you want it from above. So this works out really nicely, and that's pretty much it. There's 7 channel fixtures each. I have 7 of them just laying around, but I'm only using the 3 right now. I'll probably pull some more out for the next video. Now, the mirror balls. The mirror balls are a really cool fixture. These guys are probably the cheapest fixture I own, other than the fact that I got, most of these were garbage fixtures and they were donated to me where I fixed them up. But these guys were I think $18 to $20 a piece. I mean, really cheap. Now, what I will say is, why they're so cheap is because they're built so poorly. I mean, they just fall apart. They're horrible as far as structure. But as far as effect, they are cool. Once you super glue the heck out of every part on these things, which is what I've had to do to keep them together, they're really cool. They've got a cool laser star effect, and not only are they RGB, but they also have white, purple, and amber. Now, what I will say about that is that they're not individually controllable. So when you pull out green, you also get amber. When you do red, you also get purple. When you do blue, you get white. And if you want white, you've got to have blue. And if you want purple, you've got to have red. And if you want amber, you've got to have green, and vice versa. It's still controlled as a red, green, blue, but you get these extra colors involved. So for instance, when I was programming the first part of Illuminations, you had to coordinate colors between the spots, the pars, to what these guys can do, because, you know, if you made everything green and then these guys are green but they have orange in them, it looks tacky. So yeah, I'll be doing some like really specific videos on some of these fixtures, especially as we get problems with these studio spots. I've got a lamp issue I've got to fix, and the stepper motor for the shutter on this guy. This is the one that's kind of messing up. And I'll probably do another video on this as well, because that's a really cool thing that I figured out. But otherwise, this is my setup. This is what I've been using. I might add a couple more par cans, LEDs, and I might add some par can usage in the next part of Illuminations, but I don't know yet. So we shall see how all of that goes and build upon that. And I really encourage you guys to see what it evolves into, because at the moment, I don't even know, because I'm not done. So please go check that out. Go check out Bittersweet Symphony and Illuminations, the first part. They're really cool videos. I'm really proud of them. I know Illuminations is a little crooked, and I'm going to fix that with the next video. So thank you guys so much for your time, and have a great day.